Hello, this is the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Wednesday, April the 23rd. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the Trade Ideas Trading Room. This is the address to get into the room, and you can log in as a guest, or you can use your Facebook or your Twitter account to log in. Let me bring up the SPY to begin with, and let me just bring up the daily chart again. Uh, this is the volume right here, and again, you can see that the volume is not great again. This volume bar is Thursday. This is Monday. Tuesday was a little bit better, but this is today. So you can see we're definitely getting into a decline in the SPY volume, and one of the reasons why the bounce plays today did not work very well. Not that I took a lot of the bounce plays, but with the SPY volume down plus the market being down, it's sort of a double whammy in terms of this bounce plays not working that well. But let me go into a couple of the trades that I did post in the room and took. And EMC was the first one. Now, EMC, you can see it was right here on my bounce alert window at 9:38, and the price was 25.50 that I got the alert on. Now, this is a little bit different from the normal style of bounce alert that I play, because normally what I would do is I would wait for the stock to get above this red candle here, this last red candle here, and I would take the trade right up here. Now, to be honest with you, though, had this happened later on in the day and it was the same sort of look, I would not have taken the trade because the stop would have been too large. 25.66 is the top, and I would normally be putting my stop right at the bottom. So for me, a 23-cent stop is just too large for these bounce plays. So I would not have taken this type of a trade later on in the day. But what I am noticing is that during or at the beginning of the day, within the first, say, 15 minutes, I'm seeing some of these stocks dynamically lose their price, and I have been noticing that some of these bounce plays could work very well if you take them early enough, but you just can't wait for a close above some of these long candles. So basically, what I did today was I took the stock just above where I got the alert. So the alert was at 25.50, so I took it at 25.55, and basically, I exited half at 25.75 and the other half at 25.50. So it was a quick trade for me. I was in and out of it, well, within an hour. The first half was at 9.52. So my buy was at 9.40. I was out at 9.52 and at 10.24. So a fairly quick trade for me, but a bit of a variation on the way I play the bounces. And it's only because it was right off the bat in the morning. Now, the second trade I took was SANM. And that came from my, I've just lost it here. At what time was it? It was at 10:16. So let me just move up a little bit right here. I took the trade at 10:16, but the alert was actually at 10:12. This is from my custom alert, and it's a momentum play. You can see, let me just, oh, I know what's happening. I am moving this as I'm okay, so that's still right there. Okay, so this is a momentum play, and you can see, I mean, it had an early surge, and you know, this alert does not catch this right away, unfortunately. If it, you know, there are other alerts that I could probably be using that might catch something like this, but at any rate, this is where it caught it, right at this area here. So the price was 21.14 at 10.12, so right here is where I received the alert, and I took the trade at 21.20, and I sold half of it at 21.51, and I sold the other half actually as it came down to my buy price at 21.20. So I was flat on this particular stock on the second half. One of the reasons why I wasn't willing to hold on again, because the market was pretty weak, and I didn't, quite frankly, trust anything going long today. And it was so extended that I thought, well, you know, I'll get. Certainly, the first half was a great sell. I mean, it was a high of 21.55, so I got out at 21.51. Held on a little bit just in case it did have that spurt that it was going to be one of these alpha stocks that would just really keep going, but it didn't. Looking at the daily chart, I really liked it though. You can see how it's broken free of everything. So I will certainly watch it tomorrow to see if it has a continuation day. Now, some of you may remember that I had been I said that I was swinging a stock called MGNX. Now, take a look on the daily chart, maybe see why I'm doing it. And this came from our CEO, Dan Merkin. Actually, he alerted me to this. And I got into the trade last week, actually. And to be honest, it's been up and down. I was in the trade at $20.12. Didn't take a huge position because I figured it could be a little bit frothy. And you can see that it actually had a low of 18.22, so I was almost down $2 on it. But again, not a big position. But we were looking for the fact that it had a huge gap to fill, and there was a fund manager that took a pretty big position in it, and so a bit of a faith-based trade, we'll call it. But right now, it's looking pretty good. Had a really nice day today. Let me just show you on the daily chart. It actually had another weak opening, but it has just roared on. So I'm not telling anybody to get into it now, but I should just say, if you remember my blog last week, that I did say that I was going to be swinging this. So it's looking pretty good right now. I actually added a little bit more in this area today, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully, my first target would be perhaps in this area, the 24, 24.50, 25 area, the little shelf here. Maybe the next one, if we get really lucky here and we really hit a home run, it could be up in this area. So at any rate, we'll see what happens. Now, a couple of people have asked me about the 200-day moving averages. And one of the things that I've done is I've created a very, very simple top list, which shows that when a stock is close to their 200-day moving average. So let me just show you what I've done. Here's the configure and the summary. It's very, very simple. If you just go to this filter here, so you go to the change from the 200-day SMA, and if you put minus zero point 0.1 in the min and plus zero point 0.1 in the max, you'll see in the summary what this is telling us. Stocks where the price is no more than 0.1% above the 200-day moving average, simple moving average, and the price is no more than 0.1% below it. So we are going to see stocks that are right hovering around the 200-day simple moving average. And just to prove it to you, let me make sure my link is still established. So OMC. It would help to bring in, there we go. So so you can see right here, this line here is the 200-day simple moving average. So you can see it's right basically on top of it. SWK, there it is right there. I've actually added a column that shows the 200-day simple moving average, and there it is at 28.62, and there's the current price. There it is. So you can see how close it is. 68.84, 68.79 is the price. So that's why all of these stocks, these are within 1%, 0.1% on either side of the 200-day simple moving average. And in order to get this column, it's very, very simple. It's just a real simple little custom formula that you can do, and it looks like this. All you have to do is type in SMA underscore 200 in the formula editor and save it. Call it, say, 200-day moving average, and then I have just added it as a column here. You can see when you go to the configure and you go to columns, I've actually added it as a column, and that's how it appears. So I can really quickly see how close it is to the 200-day moving average. So if you're interested in something like that, because let's face it, a lot of people are. A lot of people, all the fundamental types and technical analysts are always looking at this 200-day moving average as perhaps a sign. Is it going to break through, or is it going to get repelled? So maybe a good idea to keep an eye on it. So that's it for today. Let me just bring back the cover page. Here's how to get into the trading room. And again, you can log in as a guest, use your Facebook or Twitter account to log in. I hope to see you in the room tomorrow.